Many people dream of one day buying their very own house. A home where you can be yourself, do whatever you want, and have total freedom to live the way you choose without feeling constrained by your landlords. You have the freedom to paint, redecorate, create a garden, and make your own personal stamp on the house without any worries about upsetting someone else. However, home ownership has a few drawbacks that are often overlooked and just not mentioned, which is the fact that there are many issues and costs associated with keeping up a home. Besides your mortgage payment, insurance, and property taxes, there are many other expenses you might not even know they existed. Because homeownership isn't typically seen as a forever investment, people don't factor this cost into their decision about whether to buy a home or not. In the past 2.5 years, we bought and lived in 2 different properties. Our first property is a house that was built at the end of the 1800s, but was renovated in the 1960s and kept fairly well for its age. When I first went to the open house, I knew it needed some work to make it shine again, but nothing major that will make this a deal breaker. After spending countless of hours on YouTube, working with licensed contractors, and living in the house for over a year, here are some of the most common yet unexpected things I learned during my first few years of home ownership. One of the most unexpected things was that construction material that were previously deemed safe for humans proved to be carcinogenic later. One of these materials still present in many homes in New England is asbestos, a soft silky material known as a magic mineral thanks to its high tensile strength and great resistance to chemicals and heat. It was marketed as a durable and fireproof material designed to last a lifetime. We can find them in some old home insulation, glue, and sidings. Throughout its history, many deaths of factory workers yielded conclusive results linking asbestos dust to lung cancer since the 1890s. But this industry was so profitable that it couldn't stop the asbestos company from continuing to produce products containing this hazardous mineral. It wasn't until 1969 that the government started to regulate this industry. As a matter of fact, a lot of buildings in New York, including the World Trade Center, were using spray asbestos as insulation. The EPA finally started issuing ban on all asbestos-containing products starting in 1989. That wasn't even that long ago. That is why I took many precautions, such as wearing head-to-toe gear and a respirator to protect myself, as I knew that the house was old enough to contain asbestos. I came into homeownership having zero experience. So naturally, I chose what I thought was the easier DIY project to start, and that was painting the rooms. The living room had a brown color that made the space feel small and dark, so I spent several hours researching and watching YouTube tutorial on what I needed to start painting the walls. I quickly realized that it was not going to just be going to Home Depot and picking my favorite paint color and getting to work. I had to learn how to patch holes with tapes and joint compound on walls made of old horse hair, how to strip and seal flaking lead paints, how to fix drywall with paper bubbling or blistering, and how to peel very old wallpaper and also the nasty glue that wouldn't come off. Each one of these walls required a specific solution to finally get it prepared for paint. I spent so much time working on the walls alone that it got to a point where my hands were shaking and the finger joints were swollen and in pain for months. Having no other choice, I decided to hire contractors for the most difficult home renovation. Finding a good contractor is tough to come by these days, and it is too easy to be disappointed. Most contractors don't care how the job turns out as long as they get paid. I've hired licensed contractors to do more extensive jobs since I was already exhausted from fixing the walls in the old house. I would say that 80% of the contractors that I work with did not do a great job and have broken things in the house. For example, the first contractor that I hired was for installing luxury vinyl plank and carpet for flooring. Initially, the house had this carpet on top of another carpet on top of laminate, which is on top of the original wood. So I basically removed all those and noticed that the subfloor was loose in some area. I asked the contractor to make sure that they secured the subfloor before doing anything. All they had to do was to screw in some wood screw to make sure it doesn't make any squeaking noises. Most of the contractors work with other workers to help them finish the job. So the main contractor did listen, but his workers did not care. So in the end, we had several sections that will make noises and squeak whenever I walk over them. He had to come back, tear the carpet, put in a few screws on the subfloor, and then put back the carpet again. I was not very happy because I literally told them several times to do them and they wouldn't. I've had to fix things that contractors broke too. You wouldn't even believe it. Insulation workers who fell through the ceiling, licensed electrician who shorted new outlet during installation, roofers who broke my pneumatic screen door and radiator, plumbers who cut my water line in the basement to route water to the second floor laundry room instead of creating a new water line. All these contractors were supposed to be very experienced and not very affordable either. Now, it might sound surprising, but the other unexpected thing was actually utilities. Depending on where you're planning to buy your home, there are expenses that you wouldn't think of. When I was renting, I didn't have to pay that much in utilities. Owning a house showed me how much everything really costs. On average, we spend like $200 per month in electricity, $80 per month in gas. Oil for heating was around $600 per month last winter, and that was when the price was $5 per gallon. Internet is about $50 a month. Snow plowing is $75 each time. Leaves cleanup is about $200 each time. Pest control is about $600 per year. And then water and sewer is about $100 per month. In some states like Massachusetts, you might end up paying about $500 to $1,000 every single month in utilities for a household. That is why I try to do my own pest control, snow plowing, and leaves cleanup. Honestly, I think my first year as a homeowner was the most rewarding. It taught me new skills and gave me a sense of accomplishment by tackling projects I never thought I could before. Yes, it can be scary having hazardous chemical in our surroundings. Yes, contractor can be a hassle to deal with. And of course, we have to pay more for utilities. But for me, nothing beats being able to call such a place home. Being able to make whatever improvements I want and create memories in these spaces where my family will grow in. Homeownership is a serious commitment. It requires long-term financial commitment, careful consideration of lifestyle and location, and an understanding of the immense responsibility involved with being a homeowner. Hopefully, this gave you a more in-depth perspective of what home ownership entails. If you find any of this information valuable, give this video a like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. I post video every month on my journey in tech, life, and personal finance. Feel free to comment your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.